Chapter 91 Huo Rong pleads guilty. Contra's Grudge. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 91, Huo Rong pleads guilty. Contra's Grudge. Updated, 65-star reviews. Everyone was still reeling. Zhu Zhuqing used to be just okay in the team, now she was dominating, leading by a mile. She was on track to surpass Tang Lan, and it all stemmed from her hanging out with Tang Lan. Wait a minute. Zhu Zhuqing's transformation was simply because she spent time with Tang Lan. Ning Rongrong and the others looked at Jingling with envy. Man, you are so lucky. Jingling's usually stoic face cracked a smile. He couldn't help it. He just couldn't. Their future soul rings would be tailor-made by the sect leader. Even if they only got half of Zhu Zhuqing's boost, they'd be grinning from ear to ear. Nearby, Chen Xian was also impressed. No wonder Tang Lan went back on his word and gave the Tiger Eagle's left arm bone to Zhu Zhuqing. It was totally worth it. Hold on. Zhu Zhuqing hadn't even used the soul bone skill from the Tiger Eagle's left arm bone yet. Wow. Things could get messy at the Tiando Royal Academy tomorrow. I need to remind Xiao Yan later not to humiliate them too badly. Emperor Shuya will be there, after all. Beep beep. Lu Erlong's chest vibrated. She pulled out her phone and looked at the screen. It's Xiao Jiang, he's enrolling students at the gate. Hope no one's causing trouble. Master, I'll take it. Tang Lan nodded. He couldn't help but feel a pang of regret that such a great woman was with you. Xiao Jiang. What? Lu Erlong exclaimed. Okay. Got it. She hung up and turned to Tang Lan. Sect leader, His Royal Highness the Crown Prince has brought Huo Rong, the Dean of Blazing Fire Academy, to the school gate to apologize. Really? Xian Rinxue was taking charge. No training today. Let's take it easy. Dismissed. He gave the order. Tang Lan activated the flight skill from the Blue's Silver Emperor of Life's right leg bone and zoomed toward the school gate. Registration was paused. Huo Rong, who had been so arrogant, now stood shirtless, kneeling on one knee at the gate, head bowed, carrying a person-sized iron thorn grass on his back. He was surrounded by rubberneckers. They didn't offer advice, given Huo Rong's Soul Douluo status, but their stares made him feel utterly humiliated. If Xue Qinghe hadn't been standing next to him, he would have exploded. As soon as Tang Lan landed, Xian Rinxue stepped forward. I didn't order this, Xian Rinxue said earnestly. I didn't even see Huo Rong. I just sent a message asking him to beg for your forgiveness so that you would naturally let him go. I never expected he would use my name to pull this stunt. I haven't handled this matter well, and it damaged the reputation of the Tang sect. I'll make it right. Xian Rinxue turned to face Huo Rong. Huo Rong's face was beet red as he suppressed his anger, but he dared not move. He shouted loudly, I, Huo Rong, didn't keep my daughter in line, and she caused a scene at Tangmen Academy. I was disrespectful to sect leader Tang in front of the Tang sect academy. One mistake after another. I'm cutting off my arm today as a warning. As he spoke, Huo Rong raised his right hand and slammed it down on his left arm. His arm exploded, and a glowing red soul bone floated in the air. The onlookers' eyes widened with greed. Huo Rong gritted his teeth and waited for a few seconds. He pulled out a 10,000-year fire core and, along with the soul bone he just extracted, pushed it towards Tang Lan. He yelled, this is a 12,000-year fire elf left arm bone and a fire essence core. As an apology, I hope sect leader Tang will show some kindness and spare my daughter and me. It was a show of respect and a bid for dignity. The dignity the Tang sect had lost was not only restored but enhanced. It said, the Dean of Blazing Fire Academy, a Contra, messed with the Tang clan, and this is what happened. If you weren't capable, who would risk it? But Tang Lan eyed Huo Rong's miserable state warily. Having an arm cut off and treasure taken away, he's bound to hold a grudge. The Tang sect was new. Being hated by a Contra was not a good thing. But killing a Contra was out of the question. After all, they were a crucial asset, second only to title Douluo. So, Tang Lan suddenly smiled. Oh, why the bloodbath? It's just a little misunderstanding. Let's talk it out. Here, let me help you with that. Tang Lan held out his hand. A life soul heart appeared. Like the soul seed, it could be stored in the body. He pressed it toward Huo Rong's chest. Huo Rong tried to flinch back, but when he heard Qian Renxue cough, he stopped. He remained kneeling. Tang Lan pressed the soul heart and fused it into Huo Rong's heart. From now on, Huo Rong's life was in Tang Lan's hands. The vitality from the heart of life, combined with the 9 yang divine skills' internal power, surged towards Huo Rong's severed arm. At the same time, the blue-silver domain was activated. Blue-silver grass had long been a national protected plant, and nearly all the greenery in Tiando City had been replaced with it. A flood of life force poured into Huo Rong's body. The broken arm squirmed and grew back slowly. The process was, of course, painful, but compared to losing an arm, Huo Rong gritted his teeth and endured. A few minutes later, Tang Lan stood up, sweating and a little unsteady. It took a lot of juice to regenerate a Contra's severed limb. He had just burned through 2 more life soul hearts to manage it, but the results were worth it. Although Huo Rong's eyes were still complicated, his emotions had calmed. Looking back now, it was their father and daughter who had messed up. Tang Lan hadn't done anything wrong. Huo Rong rose, clutching the soul bone and heart core, and bowed to Tang Lan, handing them over. No wonder His Highness the Crown Prince values you. I'm impressed, Sect Leader Tang. In the future, if you need anything, Sect Master Tang, just ask. Tang Lan accepted the free favor. He put away the soul bone and heart core. Qian Renxue chimed in. Dinhua, you must be anxious to see your daughter. You should go now. Huo Rong straightened. He nodded to Tang Lan, and then he flew off. Qian Renxue smiled. I've told my father that tomorrow's competition will be held at Tangmen Academy. The original location was at Tiando Royal Academy. This was compensation for what just happened. What could Tang Lan say? Qian Renxue was milking him dry. Tang Lan punched Qian Renxue lightly on the chest. Qinghe, you are awesome. If you weren't my sworn brother's disciple, I'd want to become sworn brothers. Qian Renxue froze. Punch. Chest. She was disguised with a soul bone skill, but she was still a girl inside. Ha, we can still call ourselves brothers. Qian Renxue forced a smile. Now that the misunderstanding is cleared, Qinghe has important business to take care of. I'll leave you to it. Qian Renxue fled, making Tang Lan chuckle. The future angel goddess's chest is kinda soft. He turned around, and saw Yu Xiaojiang staring at him strangely. Staring at me. If you rated this less than 4 stars, we'll add more. Chapter 92 Test the Ring Explosion. Big cat that is cold on the outside and hot on the inside. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Yu Xiaojiang's eyes locked on Tang Lan, a strange look in them. Their gazes met. Immediately, his expression shifted to nonchalance, and he nodded curtly. All right, registration continues, he announced. Form a line, people. A surge of applicants rushed into the newly cleared area, but they kept their distance from Tang Lan, having learned a lesson from those who went before them. Why risk getting torched? Human soul Douluo's already had a rough enough time. Tang Lan noticed the reactions. He took to the sky, watching Yu Xiaojiang from above. That guy's definitely up to something. Plotting something nasty. I bet. Yu Xiaojiang's practically useless these days, just handling minor tasks. Gotta find a way to boot him out. Or maybe let the Spirit Hall take care of him. That way, Lu Erlong can stay and work for the Tang sect, and she'll be fighting against Spirit Hall down the road. He flew toward the courtyard, already strategizing how to divvy up the treasures they'd won. The fire essence core was a no-brainer. He'd be keeping that. Perfect timing, too, since hitting level 47, his gains were all from blue-silver energy. With that core, even if he didn't absorb it, it would boost his training and accelerate the conversion of blue-silver energy into 9 yang divine skill internal power. As for the fire elf's left arm bone, it was fire-aligned, a bad match for Tang San. No rewards there. Guess I'll give it to Xiao Wu. Tang Lan didn't think much of a 12,000-year-old soul bone, but for others, it was a pretty good prize. He headed back to the Lord's palace. From afar, he spotted Zhu Zhuqing standing guard at the entrance. Seeing him approach, she even cracked a slight smile. Coming from her, with her cold demeanor, that's saying something. Tang Lan landed. Zhu Zhuqing stepped forward and gave him a hug that nearly crushed him. Oof, asterisk, is she going commando under there? Star. Thank you, Lan, Zhu Zhuqing whispered in his ear, her breath warm against his skin. I have a surprise waiting for you inside. She pulled him into the palace, and things got interesting. Oof. Ah. Gurgle. Cough, cough, cough. Zhu Zhuqing darted into the shadows and disappeared, leaving Tang Lan bewildered. Asterisk, that Ice Queen's enthusiasm is a lot to handle, star, but even now, in the afterglow, his heart was still racing. Asterisk, she must have put a lot of thought into that, right? Star. Asterisk, this a stone cold freak in the streets but a freak in the sheets, star. Asterisk, love it, star. Tang Lan stood up. His life soul blue silver emperor appeared, cleaning up the mess and incinerating it with the flames of the Lei Yen Haotian hammer. He had a Lan Yin Chao send a message, asking people to redecorate. He went to the palace's backyard to cool down a bit. He summoned his life soul blue silver emperor, and the 5 black crystals were formed into soul rings. A dark blue evil eye materialized in his right eye, and he used his soul bone skill to mark himself. Then, asterisk snap, star, the first soul ring shattered, broken by Tang Lan's own force. It backfired, releasing a surge of soul power. Asterisk thump, star. He activated his indestructible Vajra form. Withstanding the backlash, at the same time, he unleashed his spiritual power, using the 9 yang divine art to forcibly gather the scattered soul power back into his body, but it wasn't very effective. If explosive ring's soul power was a 10, he was only recovering about 3, and it wasn't without cost. He was relying on his indestructible body to take the hit, once or twice, okay, but more than 3 times, and his body would be damaged. Asterisk, the risk ain't worth it, star. Asterisk, gotta get better with this, star. Asterisk, let's try this, star. Asterisk snap, star. The second soul ring broke. This time, Tang Lan preemptively activated the immortal seal, converting over 30% of the counterattack power into his own soul power. He endured the rest with his indestructible Vajra form. Finally, he recovered the soul power. This time, he pulled in about 5 out of 15 with the immortal seal. Asterisk interesting, star. Glancing at the timer, he had only 40 seconds left. Tang Lan activated all of his external soul bones, stacking buffs like crazy. Then he detonated the 3rd, 4th, and 5th soul rings in quick succession. Tang Lan's face contorted. Cracks appeared on his skin, but the green light of his soul bone healed them as quickly as they formed. Asterisk, the right leg bone of the life blue silver emperor, star. This time, Tang Lan added the devouring effects of the 8 spider spears and the life soul blue silver emperor. He recovered about 7 out of 15. The overwhelming blue soul power filled his body, overflowing and forming a layer of blue flame around him. But Tang Lan wasn't satisfied. The soul power from explosive ring was just pure soul power. Unlike the Haotian sex version, he couldn't pour it into his martial soul to amp up his attacks, and since he blew all his soul rings, he couldn't use his ring merging ability. Asterisk useless, star. Asterisk, he can get soul power anywhere, star. Asterisk whatever, star. The countdown was almost over. Tang Lan activated soul bone skill reset. He reverted to his marked state. Including the exploded soul rings, the damaged body, the vitality drained by the life blue silver emperor's right leg bone, everything was restored. The only change was the loss of the evil eye. He'd have to wait 12 hours before using it again. Asterisk, that ring exploding skill is hard, as expected from the Haotian sect. I'll stick with this technique for now, star. Asterisk might as well find an opportunity and learn directly from Tang Hao. But with Tang Hao's old-fashioned mindset, I'd probably need the Haotian sect's approval first, star. Asterisk tisk, star. Asterisk these old fogies don't get that sharing knowledge benefits everyone, star. Asterisk whatever, star. He could worry about the ring explosion later. The system could always reward him with the best version. If not, he'd learn it the hard way. Anyway, he was the most qualified guy in the Haotian sect's current generation. He turned and went back to his room. Asterisk time to chill, star. Asterisk the auto training is amazing, star. The next day, early in the morning, Tang Lan felt something warm in his arms. He opened his eyes. Zhu Zhuqing was curled up beside him like a little kitten. It reminded Tang Lan of something he read in a psychology book. Asterisk people who feel insecure tend to curl up when they sleep, star. Asterisk even after her Martial soul evolved, Zhu Zhuqing still carrying the Star Luo Empire's weight, star. Maybe Zhu Qing can take over in the Star Luo Empire, star. Facing your fears is the best way to build confidence, star. As if sensing his gaze, Zhu Zhuqing opened her eyes, her gaze sharp and alert, betraying no trace of sleepiness. Years of high-pressure life have turned it into a sleeping habit. Star. It broke Tang Lan's heart. He stroked Zhu Zhuqing's head. You're safe here in the Tang sect, he whispered. No one will hurt you. Zhu Zhuqing softened, nuzzling his hand. That's the most reassuring thing I've ever heard, star. She started to get up, but Tang Lan pulled her back. Just listen. Chapter 93 Team Exchange Competition. High-end exchange meeting. You are listening at NovelFull.audio. Zhu Zhuqing was touched, but Tang Lan stopped her. That's not why I'm with you, Tang Lan said. You don't need to demean yourself just to please me. Zhu Zhuqing smiled. No, it's something I want to do for you. That's all. Then she lowered her head. Whoa. The Tang sect was divided into 3 areas, the inner sect, the outer sect, and the academy, and each had its own cafeteria. The inner sect's cafeteria, called Tian, was run by a 5-ring soul king from the food department. He'd heard Tang Lan might be coming for dinner. The food was like a Chinese New Year feast, all meat, no veggies. When Tang Lan arrived, holding Zhu Zhuqing, he was a little surprised. Inner sect. The food looks pretty good. Zhu Zhuqing smiled. Chef Go Chi was stuck at level 49 for years. He broke through after reading your book and signed up at Tang Men Academy on day 1. He refused to be an outer disciple and only wanted to be the inner cafeteria chef. Got it. A book lover, star. Tang Lan realized that people like Gookie were all over the mainland. He could see how famous the Tang sect had become, but even more than that, Tang Lan looked at Zhu Zhuqing's smile and felt a sense of accomplishment. This ice queen eventually melted, star. Wow. The dishes today are amazing, Shui Yuer exclaimed. Zhu Zhuqing immediately dropped her smile and went back to her usual cold expression. In front of outsiders, she's still aloof, star. This made Tang Lan even happier. Iceberg goddess outside, charming wife at home, star. The contrast is stimulating, star. Sect Master. Shui Binger spotted Tang Lan and said enthusiastically, I've met the Sect Master. Are you here for breakfast too? Good morning, Sect Master. Hello, Sect Master. They saw Shui Binger, Shui Yuer, and Meng Yiran standing in a row, looking at him. Their eyes held a different kind of light. Tang Lan just nodded. Eat what you want, don't mind me. He took Zhu Zhuqing upstairs. The first floor was for inner disciples, the dishes downstairs were just for show. The hall masters were on the 2nd floor, the elders were on the 3rd floor, the sect master and deputy sect master were on the top floor. There were private rooms and open tables. It was his choice. Gotta say, it only took a month to build this, star. Besides spending a ton of money, the construction crew was top-notch, star. They sat on the open balcony. The fat, middle-aged man trotted over, beaming. He bowed and handed Tang Lan the menu with both hands. Sect Master, I'm Go Chi, the chef of Tai Lai Canteen. Please, Sect Master, tell me what you want. Tang Lan glanced at the menu. Wow. There are a lot of choices, star. He handed it to Zhu Zhuqing and looked at her. Those who got into the Tang sect had gone through a lot of screening. Their character can't be too bad, star. Cookie's face was round and seemingly harmless, his eyes full of respect and admiration. He looked like a fan excited to see his idol. Tang Lan seemed not to notice, gazing at the scenery. Zhu Zhuqing finished ordering. Go Chi could only leave, disappointed. I thought you'd be suspicious of him, Zhu Zhuqing said. After all, he seems a little off. A mighty 5-ring soul king, seeking neither fame nor fortune, just wants to be the sect master's chef, star. Weird, star. Tang Lan shrugged. Doesn't matter if he's here to retire or an undercover agent from some organization. If anyone had infiltrated them, it would probably be the Spirit Hall or the Heaven Do Empire. Right now, Tang Lan and they were in a honeymoon period. Pretty safe, and any undercover agents were looking for secrets, but the skills and techniques of the Tang sect weren't Tang Lan's core foundation. The recipes for concealed weapons and firearms were just random. Tang Lan's real core is to gather faith. If the secret ever got out, Tang Lan would publish a book and announce all the techniques and formulas to the world. It'd be a wild scene. Seeing Tang Lan so nonchalant, Zhu Zhuqing's eyes sparkled. My man is so cool. Ignoring Go Chi's background, his cooking skills were great. Zhu Qing, Tang Lan said, let's eat our meals here from now on. Zhu Zhuqing nodded. I have a formal suit ready for you. Want to try it on now? Tang Lan was surprised. A formal suit. Why the sudden change of plans? Zhu Zhuqing had anticipated this. Before the competition, there's a banquet. Emperor Shuiyi, Sword Douluo, and Bone Douluo will all be there. After that, there will be a grand auction. And finally, the Inter-Academy exchange competition. His Royal Highness the Crown Prince has taken care of the banquet and auction. We don't need to worry about those. But as the organizer of the event, and you're the head of the Tang sect, you should dress formally. This is awesome, turning an Inter-Academy competition into a high-end social event. Putting the competition at the end, is this a show? Perfect, I'll put my best foot forward, Okay, let's go try on that suit. After his body was reforged twice, Tang Lan's physique was perfect. The well-tailored suit highlighted his height and the lines of his legs. It looked like obsidian in the night sky, dark and full of depth. He looked elegant and noble, like a prince. Zhu Zhuqing almost lost her mind. Is that my man? He's so hot. Dai Mubai. Glad he ditched me. Otherwise, how would I have met such a perfect guy? Looking at the Ice Queen, Tang Lan wanted to unleash the wildcat within her. There was a knock on the door. Sect Master, it's Xiao Wuji. I need your approval on some things. Zhu Zhuqing snapped back to reality and licked her lips, regretting her daydreaming. She swayed her hips and opened the door. She directed her charm at Tang Lan. He wanted to punish her on the spot, but he took a few deep breaths. Xiao Wuji walked in nervously. Seeing Zhu Zhuqing there, he realized he'd messed up. Looking at Tang Lan in the suit, he knew he'd come at the wrong time. But it was too late. He had to bite the bullet. Sect Master, as the organizer of tonight's auction, the Tang sect needs to provide a big item. The Heaven Do Royal Academy is preparing a treasure. They say it's a soul tool as big as a palm but weighs 10,000 pounds. If we bring something worse, we'll lose face. So, Zhao Wuji was really stuck. How will the auction funds be used? Tang Lan asked. All the money will go to the winning academy for teaching funds, Xiao Wuji said. Go. So it's actually Tangman's own money. How generous. Tang Lan thought for a moment. He had plenty of good stuff, but most of it wasn't suitable for auction. The simplest thing was the storage-type soul tool. While rare, it wasn't impressive enough. The attendees tonight were the top people in the Heaven Do Empire. Too ordinary. He thought. Tang Lan smiled. Old Zhao, do this. To be continued. Chapter 94 An Irresistible Temptation. Leave a name through the ages. Ad. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Old Zhao, you keep doing this to me. Zhao Wuji's eyes popped when he heard Tang Lan's words. Sect Master, is this really okay? Zhao Wuji asked. Isn't this asking for trouble? Don't sweat it. Just file the report, Tang Lan said confidently. Zhao Wuji started to say something, then stopped. He couldn't think of a good reply. He just mumbled an okay and hurried off, scratching his head the whole way, looking totally lost. Zhu Zhuqing, on the other hand, gave Tang Lan a thumbs up. Lan, you've nailed the psychology of those nobles. You got it, Tang Lan said proudly. A bunch of guys who can't even train properly. 100,000-year soul bone wouldn't excite them half as much as this. This is gonna blow their minds. Zhu Zhuqing pictured the scene and grinned. Tang Lan seized the chance to step closer and pin Zhu Zhuqing against the wall. He whispered in her ear, "What were you thinking about doing earlier?" Zhu Zhuqing gave Tang Lan a look that could melt steel, then dipped down. Whoa! That night, the Tang Sect Academy's playground was hosting a massive outdoor banquet. Zhao Wuji and Lu Erlong stood at the school gate, welcoming the VIPs as they arrived. A doorman announced each guest. The Tiando Royal Academy Education Committee, Meng Xinji, Bai Baoshan, and Jilin are here. Prince Snowstar and Prince Avalanche are here. His Royal Highness is here. 7 Treasure Glazed Tile Sect, Sect Master Ning and Bone Douluo are here. Each high-profile arrival changed everyone's perception of the Tang Sect. How could a brand-new, small sect attract so much power? The Tang Sect's reputation was soaring, but the party was about to start when Tang Lan finally showed up, hand in hand with Zhu Zhuqing, fashionably late. One was handsome, the other beautiful. They instantly grabbed everyone's attention. The pairing of a dashing man and a stunning woman stirred up interest among the nobles. Some thought about going over and chatting them up, but then they hesitated. Xian Renxue and Ning Fengji rushed forward to greet them. "Brother Lan, why are you so late to your own party?" Ning Fengji asked warmly. Tang Lan smiled sheepishly. Zhu Zhuqing was just too captivating. He couldn't pull himself away. If this is how she is on a date, I can't imagine how great she'd be in the bedroom. Ahem. Nothing much. Just a little breakthrough in my training, Tang Lan said casually. Looks like everyone's here, right? When does the auction kick off? Congrats on the improvement, Brother Lan, Ning Fengji said, smiling. Most people have arrived. We're just waiting on Shui. Suddenly, the doorman shouted, His Majesty the Great Emperor Shui is here. Dong dong dong. The guards stamped their spears hard, keeping order. Tang Lan looked toward the door. He saw a white-haired old man wearing a gilded imperial robe, walking into the banquet with a powerful presence. Wow. He's got his own entrance music. Everyone, including Ning Fengji, bowed toward Emperor Shui. Greetings, Your Majesty. Tang Lan followed suit, giving a respectful bow. At least it's not kneeling. Just respecting my elders. Rise, Emperor Shui said, raising his hand. Thank you, Your Majesty. Everyone straightened up. Ning Fengji and Qian Renxue led Tang Lan towards Emperor Shui, one on each side. Father, this is the Tang sect leader, Tang Lan, Qian Renxue introduced. Emperor Shui looked at Tang Lan. Tang Lan returned the look. This made Ning Fengji sweat. Hanging out with royalty is like hanging out with tigers. As the ruler of the country, Emperor Shui wouldn't get mad being looked at like that, but he definitely wouldn't like it. He was trying to think of a way to smooth things over. Good. Emperor Shui laughed loudly. He's definitely a talented person who could write the Tang sect encyclopedia. He has real guts. Your Majesty is too kind, Tang Lan said politely. If you're interested, we could add you as a second author for the second volume of the Tang sect encyclopedia. Emperor Shui's laughter stopped. He was struck by that offer. There's no doubt about the Tang sect encyclopedia's influence. It wasn't some half-baked work like Yu Xiaojiang's, with just conclusions and no details. It was true that you could teach yourself to be a soul master with that book. Everyone had to have a copy. Each family should have one. What does this mean? Such fame throughout the continent. One that will last through the ages. Emperor Shui's life was winding down. He had enjoyed all he should have. What could entice him was a good reputation for future generations. He was excited. As an emperor, though, he understood that you had to pay for what you got. That second author credit wasn't going to be easy to get. In a split second, countless thoughts raced through Emperor Shui's mind. In the end, he could only chuckle and shake his head for the sake of everything. Sect Master Tang, I appreciate the offer. But the signature isn't necessary. I just didn't expect that such a detailed Tang sect encyclopedia could be expanded. Tang Lan was a little bummed. If Emperor Shui agreed, he could have made a fortune. It'll be a more in-depth supplement, Tang Lan replied. For example, the recently discovered ultimate martial soul, the direction and possibility of martial soul evolution, the analysis of the field, or even the method for tidal Douluo to break through, etc. Damn. Each of those problems Tang Lan mentioned is a problem for the ages, the last one, especially, letting tidal Douluo break through. Was he serious? Emperor Shui was going crazy with excitement again. Ning Fengji and Qian Renxue didn't dare to speak, waiting for Emperor Shui to make a decision. Finally, Emperor Shui tamped down his desire and looked deep into Tang Lan's eyes. I won't get involved with these academic things. Future generations might find out why and laugh at me for being so easily influenced. Point 2 sentences ended the discussion. Emperor Shui walked toward the main table, with Tang Lan and the others following. Zhu Zhuqing knowingly returned to the group to prepare. Xuebeng and Prince Snow Star, who were at the main table, immediately stood up to greet them. Emperor Shui naturally took the head seat. Ning Fengji was one of the three upper sects, so he sat to Emperor Shui's lower left. The three members of the Education Committee of Tiando Royal Academy sat below Ning Fengji. Everyone thought Qian Renxue, being the crown prince, would sit to Emperor Shui's lower right. But Emperor Shui glanced at Qian Renxue. Qian Renxue understood instantly. She smiled at Tang Lan and said, Sect Master Tang, you're the master of ceremonies tonight, so please, take the seat. Tang Lan didn't hesitate and sat down. Qian Renxue didn't move. She stared at Xuebeng next to Tang Lan, her eyes as calm as the sea. But it made Xuebeng extremely nervous. Fourth brother, I need to discuss something with Sect Master Tang. Can you give up your seat? That how could Xuebeng refuse? Why were his two older brothers missing? Why was he missing tonight? He didn't dare say a word to Qian Renxue. He got up and left. Thank you, fourth brother, for understanding. She said it like it was a scene. Qian Renxue sat down naturally, next to Tang Lan, ignoring the angry look from Prince Snow Star beside her. All the dignitaries were stunned. Was this newly established sect leader that awesome? Could he squeeze into the crown prince's position, sitting on the same level as the Qibao glazed sect? And that avalanche prince? Such a coward. After seeing all that, everyone scrambled to find a seat. The show was about to start. There will be an additional chapter later. It might be very late, so go to bed early and read it tomorrow morning. Chapter 95 Titan Giant Ape Soul Bone. Gather the Education Committee's wool. Ad. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 95, Titan Giant Ape Soul Bone. Fleecing the Education Committee. At the head table. Sect Master Tang, Emperor Shui began, I'd like to adopt the Tang Sect Encyclopedia as the standard textbook for Soul Master Academies. What are your thoughts? Jackpot, star. Gotta cultivate those future followers early, star, Tang Lan replied, with a straight face, it's our duty to contribute to the empire. Emperor Shui nodded, pleased. He then announced, let the auction begin. A spotlight shone down on a girl in a blue and gold dress as she bowed on the lavish stage. Thank you, Your Majesty Shui, for kicking us off. She said. I'm DouluoDalu, an outer disciple of the Tang sect. I'll be your auctioneer and competition commentator tonight. All proceeds from this auction will be used as educational funding for the winning college. Let's take a look at our first lot. A maid approached, carrying a tray. DouluoDalu lifted the red cloth, revealing a skull that seemed to float in midair. Its earthy yellow color gave it a heavy, solid presence, a head soul bone. As you can see, DouluoDalu continued, this is a head soul bone from a mutated Titan ape. The fire attribute is gone, leaving only the pure earth attribute, making it perfect for an earth attribute soul master. And while it's only 3,000 years old, its heterogeneous Titan ape origins make it comparable to a 10,000-year soul bone. This lot comes courtesy of His Majesty Shui. The starting bid is 100,000 gold soul coins, with minimum increments of 10,000. Let the bidding begin. The room was split. Nobles like Prince Snow Star weren't interested. Soul bones? They'd rather enjoy the company of a beautiful woman, but soul masters hungry for power stared at the Titan ape's skull, eyes burning with desire. Soul bones. Even a 3,000-year-old soul bone from a Titan ape was a game-changer. No bids yet? Ning Fengji said with a smile. I'll start us off at 200,000 gold soul coins. Starting at 100,000 is just cruel. Not bad, Education Committee member Jilin called out. 250,000 gold soul coins, and so the bidding began. Some nobles with aspiring young family members also joined in. Soon, Ning Fengji and Jilin went quiet. They weren't giving up, they were waiting for the price to settle before swooping in for the kill. Back at the head table, Emperor Shui glanced at Tang Lan. That Titan ape skull increases its user's strength by 30% when activated. Its gravity blessing skill can increase the weight of touched items by up to 3 times. Asterisk detailed data, star. Asterisk someone must have owned that soul bone before, star, Tang Lan thought to himself, asterisk power oriented, huh? What the heck is a head soul bone anyway, asterisk that's crazy. 3,000 years isn't much, but it's not nothing either. And the alien Titan ape soul bone is actually pretty useful. Maybe Tang San could absorb it. The tenure is low, so the rewards won't be great. But if I don't give Tang San a bone every now and then, this brotherhood will fall apart, star. Asterisk plus, if I buy this head soul bone, it'll take up Tang San's share, so he can't go after the 50,000-year-old wisdom skull from the elite competition. Soul bones can be harvested from other body parts, like a head, star. Asterisk plan confirmed, star. DouluoDalu called out, 270,000 gold soul coins, going twice. Anyone higher? This is the soul bone of an alien Titan giant ape. Ning Fengji and Jilin exchanged glances, ready to pounce. Tang Lan raised his hand. 300,000 gold soul coins. Ning Fengji lowered his hand. There were other soul bones out there, and the 7 treasures glazed sect had plenty. A soul bone that was over 10,000 years old, or adapted to the user was the real prize. Jilin wasn't going to let it go so easily. Asterisk this kid challenges Tiando Royal Academy as soon as he gets here and steals our recommendation spot. Not on my watch, asterisk. 350,000 gold soul coins. Jilin said, with a forced smile. May the highest bidder win, Sect Master Tang. No problem, right? Tang Lan just smiled, knowing this was a game. Wrong opponent, Tang's sect made money faster than they could mine it. And all the proceeds from this auction went to the winning team anyway. He wasn't worried, asterisk it's just a matter of shuffling money from one pocket to another, star. What, Sect Master Tang isn't going to bid? Jilin asked, feigning confusion. Should we start the countdown? DouluoDalu on the auction stage looked at Tang Lan. That's my sect leader. No big deal, Tang Lan said, casually. 360,000 gold soul coins. Oh, you're adding 10,000 at a time. Jilin said, pretending to be angry. 400,000 gold soul coins. As a Contra and a member of the Education Committee, he was loaded. Tang Lan ignored his sarcasm and raised the price again. 410,000 gold soul coins. 500,000 gold soul coins. Jilin upped the ante. 510,000 gold soul coins. 600,000 gold soul coins. 610,000 gold soul coins. Jilin realized something was up. Asterisk this kid, why is he only raising it by 10,000 each time? Who is he trying to annoy? Star. He blurted out, I bid 10 million gold soul coins. Just in time to renovate the Tiando Royal Academy teaching building, asterisk aha. This guy thinks he's just moving money between accounts too, asterisk not on my watch. I bid 10.01 million gold soul coins. Jilin was furious. Asterisk if Emperor Shui wasn't here, I'd let loose my martial spirit. Why is he being so annoying, star? Ahem, Qian Renshue interjected. Education Committee member Jilin, Tang's sect can certainly afford tens of millions of gold soul coins. With the prince backing him up, no one dared question it. But Jilin's eyes widened. Asterisk no. Your Highness. I'm your guy. Why are you siding with him, star? Seeing a potential conflict, Emperor Shui stepped in. This soul bone should be a prize, awarded to the winning college along with the auction proceeds. Jilin's angry expression vanished, replaced by a respectful salute. As your majesty commands. Asterisk wow. Talk about a fast change of heart, asterisk but I'm not gonna back down. Tang Lan pulled out the Philian silver fox's right leg bone and tossed it onto the auction table. Then Tangmen Academy will sweeten the pot. This 6,000-year-old Philian silver fox right leg bone will also be awarded as a prize in the competition. Asterisk he knew we would win, asterisk this is called generosity, asterisk Jilin wasn't going to let him have the last word, asterisk if I let him take that, then won't Tiando Royal Academy be below the Tangmen Academy from now on? No way. We'll win this exchange competition no matter what. I'll just take out some rewards in advance, asterisk. Chapter 96 The Transformable King Kong is Indestructible. Durable Wuhunzhen. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Edited content Chapter 96, King Kong, the Indestructible Transformer. Enduring Martial Soul Avatar. Tang Lan was really laying it on thick. Jilin, a Contra and a member of the Tiando Royal Academy's board, wasn't about to take that. He pulled out a white left leg bone and slapped it on the auction table. Devil's Claw split right leg bone, 11,000 years old. And it's part of the prize pool, that he glared at Tang Lan, daring him to try and top that with his measly 6,000-year-old bone. Tang Lan grinned. Oops, a 10,000-year leg bone. How generous. He felt a pang of regret. If he still had that 10,000-year-old tiger eagle arm bone, he could have baited Jilin into throwing down a 30,000-year-old one, but he was fresh out of soul bones, so he had to back down. He just gave Jilin a little wave. How grand of you, committee member Jilin, Jilin scoffed. These young punks don't know their limits. Don't get too cocky, Tang Lan just smiled, asterisk hey, he just gave away a 10,000-year soul bone. What's wrong with him having a few words, starred at he also marveled at the situation. The Tiando Royal Academy was so used to dominating, they hadn't even bothered to scout out Tangmen Academy. After all, Flanders was hanging out there, and Tang Lan could tango with a 7-ringed soul sage right after enrolling, and Dai Mubai was already level 38, the whole crew was stacked. If Jilin had done his homework, he wouldn't have been so confident, and he wouldn't have been tricked out of his 10,000-year soul bone. Next up, the second lot. A piece of 50,000-year-old whale blubber. According to the Tang sect encyclopedia, this can extend a soul ring by about 1,200 years. Even if you're not a soul master, it'll still boost your physical strength. Starting bid, 50,000 gold soul coins, minimum increase of 1,000. Auctions were all about starting off strong, so, after that first soul bone, the level took a serious nosedive. The lots were mostly fitness junk, fancy toys, art, and antiques. Tang Lan wasn't interested, but the nobles were bidding like crazy. They were living in a different world. Tang Lan shook his head. If you don't become a god, your life barely scrapes a century. These so-called nobles thought they were hot stuff, but to a god, they're less than ants, just dust on the road, gone with the wind. Tang Lan got bored and started messing around, chatting with Qian Renshue on the side. Real snooze fest, asterisk if he wasn't waiting for the big finale, he'd have bailed a long time ago. Finally, halfway through, one lot caught his eye. Lot number 13, a soul tool from the Qibao glazed sect. The Divine Wind Boat. Made from the fins and tail of the ink dragon, the material alone can shrug off a soul attack from a 100-year-old soul beast. It can travel thousands of miles a day with soul power. Perfect for travel. Starting bid, 100,000 gold soul coins, minimum increase of 10,000. Let the bidding begin. Oh, nice. A soul tool. He looked at the little flying boat in Douluo's hand, no bigger than his palm. Tang Lan was intrigued. Sure, he could fly with his soul bone, but who wouldn't want a comfy ride? 150,000 gold soul coins. Heads turned, people were surprised to see Tang Lan actually participating. Then, silence. Most of the nobles were low-level, they weren't really feeling a soul power tool. A few who considered bidding remembered Tang Lan was practically swimming in gold, they kept their mouths shut. As for committee member Jilin, he'd already jumped the gun, no need to seem petty by competing, so, after Douluo counted down, she happily slammed the gavel. 150,000 gold soul coins, sold. Congratulations, Sect Master, on acquiring the Divine Wind Boat. A maid brought over the item, and Tang Lan started fiddling with it. Ning Fengji was a little bummed when he saw it. I forgot, Randy, you're really into soul tools. I'll keep an eye out for you in the future, brother. Tang Lan never turned down freebies. Thanks, brother. Tang Lan said cheerfully. Ning Fengji just shrugged it off, it was nothing. Since Xiao Yan likes soul tools so much, Qinghe will keep an eye out too. Qian Renxue chimed in. Appreciate it, Qinghe. If you need help with the tech stuff, just ask. Tang Lan replied. Qian Renxue nodded with a smile. Score, closer relationship, star. The exchange also got the message across. The Crown Prince practices Tang Clan Kung Fu, star. Consider it half a master-student thing. Don't go looking for trouble, star. The expressions on the faces of Jilin and the other committee members changed slightly. Chief Meng Xinji even waved someone over and whispered a few words. After a few more lots, the guy came jogging back and handed over a piece of paper. It was covered in writing. Meng Xinji scanned it, and his eyes popped. He smacked Jilin's hand hard. Jilin was confused at first, then he read the paper, his face stretched a mile long. He kept looking at Tang Lan, totally baffled. Tang Lan just smiled and said nothing. Look at that. Just a little digging and you find out everything, star. But you had to be arrogant, didn't you? Now who's eating dirt, star. Jilin's face twitched a few times as he sat there, stewing. If Emperor Shui wasn't here, there would still be a glimmer of hope. He'd have already booked it with his martial spirit. Talk about embarrassing. Getting played by a kid, star. Next up, an artifact made for Master Craftsman Lu Gao, the 8 Treasures Rui Soft Armor. The raw material is a malleable memory metal synthesized by Senior Lu Gao after 10 years of research. It automatically conforms to the wearer's body, and can withstand a full blow from a 6th soul skill of an offensive soul master. Starting price, 200,000 gold soul coins, minimum increase of 10,000. Let the bidding begin. Tang Lan raised his eyebrows. An auction with Emperor Shui around really brings out the good stuff. Just the material alone could tank a 6th soul skill from a power attack type, without even using soul power. Something this life-saving made the nobles go nuts. The prices kept jumping, but Tang Lan looked at the soft armor on stage and couldn't help but cringe. That combo of earthy yellow and bright silver was so tacky. If it was supposed to be soft armor hidden under clothes, fine, but they had to slap a ring of diamonds on it. Yikes! Guess even master craftsmen can be blacksmiths sometimes. Star. Can't get behind that aesthetic. Star. Tang Lan wasn't even going to bother, until 470,000 gold soul coins. That voice, couldn't mistake it. Tang San was shouting out the price, as the lead on the firearms assembly line. He makes a pretty penny, star. Tang Lan hadn't been too strict about this, after all, golden soul coins are pretty useless in the long run, star. So Tang San had a little stash, but, since you want the soft armor, then no, star. It was hard to bid directly against him, so he mentally messaged Qian Renxue. Qinghe, I kind of want that soft armor, but it's hard to compete with my bro. Could you help me out? Qian Renxue looked at Tang Lan strangely. Gotcha, star. Even if Tang San is a dud, Tang Lan still loves him, right? Star. Well, what now? Star. Thinking of Zhu Zhuqing, Qian Renshue got it, asterisk woman trumps brother star, whatever, she could never say no to Tang Lan, she nodded slightly, they waited for the price to keep climbing. Thanks to some prodding from the nobles, the starting price of 200,000 gold soul coins soared to 710,000, way over what it was worth. A bunch of nobles tapped out. And then it was down to the wire. Tang San squeezed out 800,000 gold soul coins, and no one raised, just when he thought he was in the clear. 850,000 gold soul coins. A 50,000 jump. Tang San followed the sound and saw Qian Renshue smiling and nodding. She even said, Qinghe's still low level. This soft armor would be perfect. I hope Deputy Sect Master Tang will let me have it. That was it. If he didn't have to, he was playing the prince card, but Tang San was up against the clock. He gritted his teeth and shouted, 1,000,000 gold soul coins. No explanation, giving off the impression of being angry but throwing money anyway. Qian Renshue frowned. She glanced at Tang Lan, who was calm, and stood up with a smile. It seems Deputy Sect Master Tang is set on getting this armor. Then Qinghe will just add an extra bonus to the Academy exchange. 2,000,000 gold soul coins. Damn. A 1,000,000 coin jump. It was in the name of adding color, but everyone knew Qian Renshue was trying to show off. Asterisk how could the dignified prince be outbid? Tang San looked pissed. He glared at the soft armor on stage, ready to bid again. Asterisk whatever, my bro will win this game anyway. Asterisk I'll just get the gold coins back after. Little third prince. Tang Lan mentally connected. Don't antagonize the prince unless you need to. Bro. We have to get it. Tang San pleaded. The malleable alloy in that soft armor is key to developing the new Buddha's furious Tang Lotus. I have to get it. Tang Lan understood. No wonder Tang San was so determined. It was for Fo new Tang Lian, the ultimate hidden weapon. Asterisk didn't it also represent more opportunities? Can't let you get that. Little third son, Emperor Shuya is here today. It's not a good look for the Tang clan to disrespect the crown prince. Tang Lan advised. Let the crown prince have it for now, and I'll see if I can trade for it later. Tang San was still unsure, but he knew he had no choice, and he sighed. He watched DouluoDalu count down and slammed the gavel, at the same time. Tang Lan got a system notification. The host snatches the 8 treasures Rui soft armor, greatly delaying the birth of Buddha's furious Tang Lotus. Sees a moderate amount of Tang San's luck. Reward, the indestructible magic power of diamond. In an instant, a flood of information rushed into his brain, but it was quickly digested by his massive mental power. Unlike the indestructible Vajra body that tempers the body and boosts physical strength, this magic was a transformation system. It could turn the whole body golden, indestructible, invulnerable to all poisons, invincible. Sound familiar? Asterisk the functions of the 9 yang divine art and the Vajra body seem to overlap. Asterisk but, asterisk the indestructible Vajra magic could boost his defense, strength, speed, etc. Again, building on the existing Vajra body. Asterisk it was like having an extra martial soul true body. And the duration was based on the person's power. Basically, it was a transformation skill that constantly drained mana. Asterisk lucky for me. Tang Lan recovered mana fast, had mana to spare, and could devour others to replenish it. As long as the enemy didn't give up, Tang Lan could keep the magic going forever. When he hit Soul Saint, he could bust out a martial soul avatar. Asterisk hammering a Contra. Cake. Tsk. This Tang San is a gift. But the Vajra magic is just a technique. Even with the Vajra body, I still have to grind. The celestial herbs, the strange velvet, and the sky-reaching chrysanthemum, can help Dai Mubai practice the Vajra body. Should it also speed up the magic? No matter what, I want that herb. As for Dai Mubai, he was just a subordinate god, no need for such a good one. He'd switch to a next-tier herb and grind the technique himself. Next, it's time for our grand finale. DouluoDalu's voice boomed. Another soul tool, found by Tiando Royal Academy in ancient ruins. She yanked off the red cloth, revealing a ring. Tang Lan knew it was a storage ring. Asterisk weird. Asterisk. Hadn't Zhao Wuji mentioned it? He saw Douluo pick up the ring and flash her hand, a small hammer, about the size of a palm, appeared and thumped to the ground. Rumble, the massive roar startled everyone. The auction table was smashed to bits. Douluo summoned her white dove martial soul, which flew around, flapping its wings. Several five-ring soul kings with beast martial souls worked together to haul out the hammer, Douluo excitedly announced. Even though this hammer-shaped soul tool is palm-sized, it weighs 10,000 kilograms. And it gets heavier with more soul power. You need to be a 7-ring soul saint to fully use it. More details to those who bid. Starting bid, 150,000 gold soul coins, minimum increase of 10,000. Let the bidding begin. Silence the mysterious, heavy soul tool. The nobles weren't interested. As for the soul masters, those who were interested didn't have the cash. Rich people weren't interested, no matter how hard Douluo hyped it. No one wanted to bid. Meng Xinji and the other committee members were getting embarrassed. This was supposed to be the highlight. If the finale flopped, what would they even say? Tang Lan looked at the hammer, thoughtful. Something about this thing resonates with me. That he was about to jump in when. I'll offer 150,000 gold soul coins. Huh. That voice, the female lead? Why does she want it? It wasn't in the original. Wait. Was the grand finale going to fail and be picked up cheap by a pig's trotter? What kind of cliché was this? Looks like what I sensed was right. There's something fishy about this hammer soul tool. Alright, female lead, sorry, 4,000 plus words, more chapters on the way. Chapter 97 5 Soul Bone Rewards. Ridiculously large lot. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Okay, nothing's phasing those two masters. Tang Lan pinged Xian Renxue again. She shot him a weird look, then immediately quoted a price without hesitation. 200,000 gold soul coins. Tang San glanced at Xian Renxue, but kept quiet. He wasn't sure why he'd raised the price earlier. It felt like something was drawing him in, but hey, if His Highness wants it, whatever. Still, Tang San clutched his chest, feeling uneasy. When the gavel fell, he couldn't explain it, but his heart felt heavy, like he'd lost something important. Tang Lan was equally baffled. Why wasn't the system giving him a prompt? Seriously? Another screw-up? Just then, Douluo zipped through the air, shouting with over-the-top excitement. Next up, we have a major auction item, brought to you by our organizers, the Tang sect and sect master Tang Lan himself. It's one of a kind. It'll make you a legend. It'll have families worshipping you for generations. She paused for dramatic effect, building anticipation. Everyone was on the edge of their seats, but Emperor Shuiyi was thinking, why does this sound so familiar? This grand auction item is the second volume of the Tang Sect Encyclopedia, complete with the author's signature. The place went dead silent, then. Boom! No way! They're making a second Tang Sect Encyclopedia. Every household has the first one. If even half the people buy the second volume, you're guaranteed legendary status. I gotta have it. I want everyone in the world to know my full name. Duke Picasso, what exactly is your full name? Pablo Diego José Santiago Crito Res Blasco Picasso. Douluo, riding the wave of the crowd's reaction, announced with a flourish. The starting bid for the right to have your name in the second volume is 1 gold soul coin, with unlimited bidding increases. Let the auction for the second volume of the Tang Sect Encyclopedia begin now. Before the words were even out of her mouth. 1 million gold soul coins. Holy cow. That's a heck of an opening bid. And it was coming from Avalanche, Mr. Ineffective himself, but unlike the Crown Prince's bid, nobody was giving him a free pass. 1.1 million gold soul coins. I'll give you 1.5 million. 2 million. 2 million gold soul coins. It's Picasso. Don't let him win. 3 million gold soul coins. The bidding was hotter than ever before. Zhao Wuji was floored. He remembered when Tang Lan said he wanted to auction this off, he hadn't gotten it, who would even bid on something like that? Turns out, a bunch of nobles were about to lose their minds over it. He just didn't get it, it's just a signature. Why pay so much? Especially Duke Picasso, going full throttle with the price hikes. Up at the main table, Qian Renshua smiled. Xiao Lan, looks like everyone loves your auction item. Ah, they're just being nice. Tang Lan said modestly, after the second volume comes out, a third one is unlikely. Might as well call it a final work. Emperor Shui watched the furious bidding, his eyes gleaming. Wasn't this the year Tiando Royal Academy's funding needed approval? Might be time to trim a little. After the price hit 7.85 million gold soul coins, only 2 bidders remained. Emperor Shui made the final call. 10 million gold soul coins. The room went silent. Had Emperor Shui ever placed a bid at a banquet before? Who dared to bid against that? Everyone glanced at Duke Picasso. The Duke's face was a mess of emotions. He wanted to bid, but he was afraid of ticking off the Emperor. Total brain freeze, Emperor Shui said, may the highest bidder win. No need to hold back on my account. If he interfered and the price dropped, he'd still owe Tang Lan a favor. Hearing this, Duke Picasso gritted his teeth. 35 million gold soul coins. That's the most I can pay. If your majesty wants to bid higher, the signature rights are all yours. That it was clear, Duke Picasso desperately wanted that signature. Too bad Emperor Shui didn't even blink. 50 million gold soul coins. A direct 15 million jump. Duke Picasso gave a bitter smile and sat down. Bidding higher just once was pushing it. To continue bidding? Did he really think Emperor Shui wouldn't hold a grudge after saying to let the highest bidder win? Daodu, quick on the uptake, announced. 50 million, going once. 50 million, going twice. 50 million, going 3 times. Sold. The second volume of the Tang Sect Encyclopedia, with signature rights, goes to His Majesty Shui. Congratulations, Your Majesty. Emperor Shui laughed, truly pleased. He stood. I'd like to announce a few things. First, all members of today's winning team will be granted hereditary baronies, and the captain will receive a hereditary viscountcy. Second, in addition to the auction proceeds, the Tiando royal family will award another 20 million gold soul coins for the winning college's construction. Third, Emperor Shui waved his hand. A palm-sized, 3-dimensional triangular pyramid appeared. It was a crystal clear blue, with rippling lines like water waves. This is the Tiando Empire's greatest treasure, the vast sea universe cover. Whoever performs best today will be granted a hereditary earldom and receive the vast sea universe cover. Tang Lan stared at the vast sea universe cover, practically drooling. If it weren't for this artifact, who would be spending the night with him? Wouldn't it be nicer to cuddle with a big cat? Across the way, the 3 education committee members, led by Meng Xinji, looked stricken. 99% of the students at Tiando Royal Academy were nobles. These were Emperor Shui's rewards, but why did it feel like they were custom-made for the Tang Sect Academy? Jilin saw Tang Lan rising, and took the initiative. Sect Master Tang, as the leader of a sect, you don't need to participate in this kind of friendly competition, right? Tang Lan blinked, then he got it. Jilin wanted to eliminate his biggest threat before the match even started, Tang Lan said. The vast sea universe cover is too important. If I'm not there to oversee things, I'll be worried. He wasn't taking the bait. Does my age disqualify me? Tang Lan asked, feigning confusion. Are there any other violations? Jilin's face twitched. If he'd known Tang Lan was a 4th Ring Soul Sect member, the Imperial fighting team wouldn't have accepted this exhibition match in the first place. But now that things had gone this far, he had to make the best of it. He couldn't let Tang Lan compete. Otherwise, the Royal Do team wouldn't stand a chance. Jilin had a sneaky plan. He produced a complete black torso bone, with all 8 ribs still intact, radiating light like ice crystals. It looked extraordinary, Jilin hinted. This is a torso bone from a demonic tiger that's 30,000 years old. It's part of my personal collection. As one of today's prizes, I'll personally award it to someone from the winning team. What do you say, Oh? A 30,000-year-old torso bone. He actually had one handy. The implication? He wanted to use this bone to make Tang Lan bow out, then, if the Royal Dou team won, they could sort it out internally. Sneaky, but Tang Lan was thinking, the soul bone had to be personally awarded by Jilin, and everyone knew Tang Lan and Tang San were tight. If they won, would Jilin really be generous enough to give such a good soul bone to Tang San? Possible, but not likely. Not bad, but, since Jilin wanted to save face, he had to keep things vague, he had to play dumb. There was no room for error with the vast sea universe cover. Tang Lan smiled. The Jilin Education Committee is so generous, I can't be stingy. I'd like to offer the Tang sect's most prized 9-yang magic skill as a prize, and personally award it to someone from the winning team. Jilin, great. Not only had he failed to reach his goal, but he'd thrown in a soul bone on top of it. No. He couldn't take that loss. He started to backpedal, then Tang Lan spoke again. If the Jilin Education Committee is willing to add another soul bone, I can guarantee not to use soul skills. Jilin's eyes lit up. What he was worried about was Tang Lan's fourth soul skill. And now he was agreeing to not use any of them. Deal. It's settled. Jilin didn't pull out any more soul bones, instead looking at Meng Xinji. He'd emptied his own pockets. Meng Xinji slowly rose, glancing at Emperor Shui from the corner of his eye, making sure the emperor wouldn't object. Then he produced a dark golden left arm bone. The strong left arm bone of the Vajra Iron Arm, from the 7,000-year-old soul beast Vajra Lion King. Is Sect Master Tang satisfied? Tang Lan nodded, pleased, adding that, this exchange competition had 5 soul bone rewards. 2 of them from creatures over 10,000 years old, plus the artifact Vast Sea Universe cover, TSK. What kind of welfare giveaway was this? Even the elite competitions weren't this rewarding. In that case, let's go get ready. Emperor Shui said. The exchange competition will officially begin in 15 minutes. Yes. Okay. Tang Lan and the 3 education committee members headed straight back to their respective colleges' camps. He didn't mention the extra bets, he wanted to give everyone a big surprise. They got ready. Soon enough, the teams gathered at the training grounds. DouluoDalu flew into the air and began the introductions. Let's start by welcoming the Tang sect team. Tang Lan led his team forward slowly. Here to us now is none other than the author of the Tang sect encyclopedia, the Tang sect sect master, and the Tang sect team captain, Tang Lan. Already a control soul sect member at the age of 13. The mutated martial soul life soul blue silver grass is the absolute core of this team. Next to the sect leader is deputy sect leader Tang San, a 13-year-old, level 31, control type war spirit master. Zhu Zhuqing, an inner disciple of the Tang sect, is an 11-year-old, level 31, agility attack war soul master. Another genius. Dai Mubai, an inner disciple of the Tang sect, is a 15-year-old, level 38, attack type fighting spirit. You gotta love those evil eyes. Oscar, an inner disciple of the Tang sect, is a 14-year-old, level 30 food type soul master. Wow! The youngest food type soul master ever. Meng Yiran, an inner disciple of the Tang sect, is a 15-year-old, level 31, agility attack type battle soul master. And Ning Rongrong, an inner disciple of the Tang sect, is a 12-year-old, level 29, auxiliary soul master. Her martial soul is the #1 auxiliary on the mainland, the 7 treasure glazed tile pagoda. Let's give them a warm welcome. DouluoDalu gave it her all for that introduction. The watching nobles applauded politely. Besides Meng, who was a bit meh in the Tang sect team's lineup, the rest were monsters, especially Tang Lan, a 13-year-old 4th ring soul sect member. Listening to the buzz outside, Oscar couldn't help but whisper. What would they think if they knew the sect master was already a 5-ring soul king? Their jaws would drop for sure. Dai Mubai said with a grin. Then, members of the royal fighter team entered the venue. The Imperial fighting team has entered the scene. The leader is Captain Yu Tianheng, a level 39 attack-type battle soul master with the blue electric tyrannical dragon as his martial soul. Vice-Captain Du Guyan, martial soul jade phosphorus snake, control system soul master. The Shi family brothers, top defensive spirit Xuanwu turtle, defensive spirit master. Team member Ma Hongjun, martial soul evil fire phoenix, an attack-type soul master. Team member Oslo, martial spirit ghost leopard, agility attack-type spirit master. Team member Yi Lingling, martial soul Jiuxin Haitang, auxiliary soul master. Let's welcome the Royal Two Sentai. Give it up for them, that the introduction was a bit sloppy, but what did you expect from an outer disciple of the Tang sect? The unruly Du Guyan glared at DouluoDalu with dangerous green eyes. She'd been unhappy being dragged over to perform as an imperial fighter, and she was being treated so differently. She, Du Guyan, had never put up with such disrespect. Then, Du Guyan saw a familiar figure appearing in the sky. She grinned, she whispered, "My grandpa's here. Let's make this quick and show him how strong we are." Yu Tianheng nodded slightly. Tang Lan promised not to use his soul skills, so we're going to win this game. Bring out the plan and finish this fast. Tang Lan also noticed Du Gubo standing overhead. Thought he wouldn't show. Gotta be gentle with his granddaughter later. The host, DouluoDalu, was clueless. She continued with the show. The players are in position. You have 1 minute to summon your martial spirits. You can only attack when I announce the start. The game ends when one side admits defeat or all of them are down. Now, release your martial soul. At once, the scene was dazzling, and brilliant martial arts spirits emerged one after another. Yi Lingling suddenly said, "Something's wrong. The healing effect of my 9-heart begonia is greatly reduced." Yu Tianheng was shocked. What? Their tactics relied on Jiuxin Haitang. Soon, Yi Lingling found the source and looked at Tang Lan in disbelief. It's his martial spirit. The life soul blue silver grass is suppressing my 9-heart begonia. How is that possible? 2-in-1, plus the starting point of 30 and 60 monthly passes. A new fan group has been added. At the end of the introduction. Why is it that the 5-star rating is still at 66? It's just 4 short, so I'll update it. Chapter 98. The battle begins. Tang Lan violated the rules. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Initially, the 9-hearted begonia was suppressed, soul power doubled, but healing was cut in half. The royal fighting team strategy was backfiring, and the source of it all. Tang Lan accidentally unleashed his ultimate life attribute. He didn't even mean to. Is the royal fighting team in trouble? Do asked, confused. Look. Ning Rongrong from Tang Sect Academy is flying. Oscar created a flying mushroom sausage, allowing Ning Rongrong to soar. 7 treasures are colored glaze, so speed up. Zhu Zhuqing accepted the boost and vanished into the shadows. Meng Yiran cut in, targeting Oslo, another agility-based attacker. 7 treasures reveal the glaze, which is called power. Bathed in light, Dai Mubai, in his white tiger Vajra transformation, charged towards Yu Tianheng. The Shi brothers activated their black tortoise, attacking Dai Mubai from both sides. A blue-silver grass wrapped around Dai Mubai's waist. Tang San used controlling crane to capture dragon, flinging Dai Mubai over them. Third soul skill, spider web binding. The purple spider web descended, engulfing the Shi brothers. No escape. The 2 brothers removed their turtle shells, using them as spinning shields, one clockwise, the other counterclockwise. Their goal was to shred the web, but the spider web binding, strengthened by super-long absorption, was incredibly tough. It endured the destruction of both turtle shields. The Shi brothers' follow-up attacks failed. Their only option was to disband their martial spirit and refocus it, a costly process. Just then, Dai Mubai reached Yu Tianheng, ready for a head-on clash with his tiger claws. Yu Tianheng stood his ground. First soul skill, Thunder Dragon Claw. The Thunder Dragon claws tore through the air, violently distorting it and creating a deafening thunderclap. First soul skill, White Tiger Barrier. A white light shield materialized around Dai Mubai. With the White Tiger Vajra transformation, Dai Mubai forcefully shattered the Thunder Dragon Claw, continuing his charge toward Yu Tianheng. Yu Tianheng's eyes hardened, and he held nothing back. Third soul skill, Thunder's Fury. Lightning crackled around him as he went berserk, boosting his attack power by 100% and his soul power by 50%. The collision with Dai Mubai sent out a shockwave. Du Yan and the others, attempting to help, stumbled back at that instant. Zhu Zhuqing emerged from Yu Tianheng's shadow, her shadow claw aimed at his heart. Watch out! The warning came too late. The shadow claw bypassed the protective lightning and pierced his back, delivering a devastating blow, piercing his heart. Dai Mubai didn't pause, turning to strike the separated Shi brothers. Yu Tianheng froze. He turned in disbelief, but Zhu Zhuqing was already gone. The nine-hearted begonia's light descended, trying to heal Yu Tianheng's wound, but the previously reliable healing was now struggling against an unprecedented obstacle. The power of shadow was wreaking havoc, preventing the wound from closing and even making it worse. Meng Xinji and the other judges leaped to their feet, horrified. Yu Tianheng was from the Blue Electric Tyrannosaurus Rex clan, and if he died during the exchange, fortunately, Tang Lan removed the ultimate life attribute suppression, restoring the nine-hearted begonia's healing ability. Although the wound still didn't close, at least it stopped worsening, but the price was high. Yi Lingling was severely mentally strained, so, she didn't even notice Zhu Zhuqing emerge from Yu Tianheng's shadow. Killing her would have been easy, but... First soul skill, Phoenix Fire Wire. Ma Hongjun spat out flames, forcing Zhu Zhuqing back into the shadows. Unbelievable! Do exclaimed. The Royal Fighting Team's core fighter, Captain Yu Tianheng, has been eliminated in a single clash. That chubby player reacted quickly, saving his support. Look! Du Yan has unleashed her third soul skill, Jade Phosphorus Purple Poison. Du Yan spat out a cloud of rich purple mist, spreading it across the arena. The pungent, fishy smell caused nausea and dizziness. It blanketed most of the arena, cleverly avoiding the Royal Fighting Team members. First soul skill, Jade Phosphorus Red Poison. The red mist spread, enveloping the Royal Fighting Team, like steroids. Second soul skill, Jade Phosphorus Blue Poison. Oslo, an agility-based attacker, started trading blows with Meng Yiran. Even with the nine-hearted begonia healing him, the wound from the snakehead crutch seemed painless, not affecting his attacks. A fierce lunge. With Du Yan's support, the Royal Fighting Team, despite losing its main fighter, briefly suppressed the Tang Sec team. Ning Rongrong wouldn't stand for that. Raising the Seven Treasures glazed pagoda, she prepared to use her strength. Ma Hongjun, the chubby guy, flapped his wings, attacking Ning Rongrong. Second soul skill, Fire Phoenix. First soul skill, Phoenix Fire Wire. Ning Rongrong had to control Qingyi and fly away from Phoenix's line of fire. Seven treasures reveal the glaze, which is called power. Seven treasures are colored glaze, so speed up. Both retreat and increase. Even according to each person's ability characteristics, it can increase speed or increase strength. You didn't expect that, did you, fatty? Ning Rongrong said proudly. This is the distracted control of my seven treasures glazed sect. This princess has already cultivated to the heart of the four apertures, that she worked hard to catch up with Tang Lan. Ma Hongjuan's face darkened as he flapped his wings in pursuit. The green wings behind Ning Rongrong turned red, transforming into fire wings and shooting away. Ma Hongjuan's pitiful range couldn't even touch her. Below, Ning Rongrong's 30% boost instantly turned the tide of battle, suppressing the Royal Fighting Team and hitting them hard. But Du Yan's Jade Phosphorus Snake Venom controlled the field. Combined with the Shi brothers' Xuanwu Turtle Spirit, their thick skin and durability, it wasn't easy to kill them quickly, and as long as they couldn't be killed, Yi Lingling's nine-hearted begonia could restore them to their normal state. The battle seemed to be at a stalemate. But everyone knew the Royal Fighting Team was barely holding on. Has anyone noticed sect leader Tang hasn't made a move? Do shouted. He's just standing there, not even moving. He's watching a show. Watching the show with his arms crossed in the VVIP seats. He's so handsome. Wow. Finally, everyone noticed Tang Lan, standing in the back like an outsider, completely out of it. So, this fierce battle has been a 6v7 the whole time. Emperor Shui looked dazed. Is my royal fighting team that weak? Your Majesty, you're worrying too much. The Tang sect team is just too strong, Ningfengji reassured him. It looks like Brother Lan hasn't done anything, but if you look closely, everyone has the life soul blue silver emperor wrapped around their waists. Lan Di is supplying them with his soul power, replenishing their strength. That it could be done like that? No wonder their soul skills are still in good condition after using them so often, Qian Renshue said, impressed. Even if Xiao Lan doesn't fight, he's still making a huge difference. The Tang sect team has a real shot at winning the championship in this elite competition. Everyone nodded in agreement, only the 3 members of the education committee, Meng Xinji, looked grim. Yu Tianheng's quick defeat was unexpected. And then there's Tang Lan supplying power. It was only a matter of time before the imperial team lost, suddenly. The double pupil of Tang Lan's left eye appeared, copy berry of life. But he didn't devour anyone, instead, these powers grew scattered around the arena. Like air purifiers, whales swallow poisonous mist from the air. Dugu Yan's poison limited the Tang sect team, amplified the Huangdou team's poison. It faded noticeably until it finally disappeared, and Tang Lan was fine. Impossible! Dugu Yan shrieked. You promised not to use soul skills. You broke our deal. Chapter 99 The End of Poison Douluo. The 30,000-year-old trunk bone belongs to you. You are listening at novelfull.audio. You promised. No soul skills. You broke our deal. Duguyan's accusation hung in the air. Tang Lan pointed to his left eye. Are you blind or something? How could you miss a giant soul bone like this? Duguyan's face twisted, she glared at the stage, defeated. Jilin, from the education committee, shook his head. A soul bone skill technically wasn't against the rules, her snake venom protection gone. Zhu Zhuqin reappeared behind Yi Lingling. This time, no one could stop her. She easily placed her shadow claw against Yi Lingling's neck. Meanwhile, Dai Mubai was holding his own against the Shi brothers. Tang San saw his chance. He launched 2 spider webs, ensnaring each of the Shi brothers. They were already on defense, but the spider web's poison weakened them further. They couldn't break free. Meng Yiran activated her 3rd soul skill. 3 snakeheads lunged and bit Oslo, 1 good tear, and he'd be done for. In a heartbeat, only Duguyan and Ma Hongjun remained. Of the Huangdou team, the match was decided, and even then, Yu Tianheng couldn't shake his defeat. Duguyan stood in stunned silence. She'd always had it easy. How could she have suffered such a humiliating loss? Overcome with emotion, tears streamed down her face. Whoosh, starred at a green figure descended, landing beside Duguyan. His beard and hair were dark green, his face gaunt, and his green eyes shone with worry. It was Duguyan's grandfather, Poison Douluo, Dugubo. Duguyan ran to Dugubo, burying her face in his arms and sobbing. Dugubo was beside himself. He could only glare at the Tang clan team. You guys are picking on my granddaughter, right? Team exchanges meant nothing to him. All he knew was his granddaughter had been wronged. The aura of a titled Douluo erupted, overwhelming everyone. Dai Mubai and the others felt the pressure, but their long-term gravity training had prepared them. Form up! Tang San shouted. Dai Mubai and the others closed ranks, forming a formation, connecting their inner strength. Their momentum surged, allowing them to withstand Dugubo's pressure. It was the Zhenwu 7 intercept formation. Dugubo was surprised. Did the Tang sect team have this up their sleeves? And why wasn't Tang Lan reacting at all? Emperor Shui frowned at the turn of events. It was an exchange match he was hosting, and Dugubo's behavior was disrespectful, but he couldn't do anything. Dugubo was the only titled Douluo in the Tiando Empire. He glanced at Ningfengji, but someone else acted first. Bone Douluo Huo Rong stepped out of the shadows. Sword Douluo Qinshin also drew his sword. The 2 titled Douluo released their momentum, pushing back Dugubo's pressure. Most of the Imperial fighting team, who had just fought, immediately passed out. Only Yu Tianheng managed to stay conscious, but his face had gone white. The contrast was clear. Dugubo narrowed his eyes. Sword Douluo Qinshin, is this why you want to take me on? Douluo rasped. Even against the two of you, Douluo, won't back down. That he looked ready for a fight, Huo Rong chuckled. If you, a poisonous snake, hadn't disrespected the younger generation, would we have intervened? Douluo wasn't ashamed. These little brats picked on my yener. They deserved it. Wow, neither Chen Xian nor Huo Rong knew how to respond. It's just an exchange match. Does Douluo Yan, with a title Douluo grandfather, really need your protection? Tang Lan stepped forward, standing between the three title Douluo as if nothing was happening, ultimate soul attributes. Pressure like that, even from a title Douluo, had little effect on him. Daulu wouldn't be bothered. Old Poison, I asked Uncle Jian to set up a meeting, Tang Lan said. You're about to die from poison, and I'm here to save you. Douluo glared. You little punk. Are you looking for a fight? He raised his hand to attack, but Chen Xian's 7-killing sword and Huo Rong's bone dragon appeared in front of Tang Lan, blocking his way. Douluo. Watch your mouth. Huo Rong snapped. Chen Xian said nothing, but his eyes were like daggers. It was rare to see them agree so completely, and the effect was clear. Even the eccentric Douluo had to control his temper. He said angrily, I'm Poison Douluo. My title is Poison. I'm not going to die from poison. What a joke. Chen Xian and Huo Rong looked at Tang Lan, waiting for an explanation. Tang Lan was confident, the system had provided him with extensive knowledge on poisons. Whenever it's cloudy or rainy, you feel numb and itchy, right? It's been getting worse. It lasts over an hour, happening once at noon and once at midnight. Around 3 a.m., you get pinprick pains in your head and feet, and your whole body seizes up for at least half an hour. Am I right? Douluo's expression changed drastically. Surprised, huh? How did I know? Tang Lan smiled. Want me to keep going about the weaknesses of the Jade Phosphorus Snake clan? Douluo looked at Tang Lan with uncertainty. Tang Lan knew he had him. Old Zhao, Tang Lan called out. Take Senior Douluo to the guest room so he can catch up with his granddaughter. Zhao Wuji immediately rushed over and politely escorted Douluo away. Chen Xian and Huo Rong stared at Tang Lan. Xiao Yan, did you learn this in the womb? Huo Rong asked, puzzled. How do you know so much about that old poisonous snake? Just a lucky guess, Tang Lan said modestly. Please, Uncle Gu and Uncle Jian, wait here. We'll go see Douluo later. That guy's got a weird personality. Tang Lan didn't want to get scammed. Of course. You go get your reward first, Chen Xian said with a smile. The two of them vanished. Qin Ming, Flanders, and Meng Xinji, the Imperial team's teachers, rushed onto the stage. They checked on their students. Everyone breathed a sigh of relief. Being knocked unconscious by the pressure wouldn't have any lasting effects. I'm sorry, teacher, education committee, Yu Tianheng said guiltily. I was careless. Hey, it's not your fault. Meng Xinji sighed. Our pride blinded us. We didn't take Tangman Academy seriously enough. That's why we're here. He looked at Jilin. Jilin's face was pained, but he couldn't publicly go back on his deal. He walked slowly to Zhu Zhuqing and took out the 30,000-year-old torso bone. He caressed it, closed his eyes, and handed it to Zhu Zhuqing. Zhu Zhuqing looked confused. Take it, Tang Lan said. It's a private bet between me and the Jilin Education Committee. Zhu Zhuqing took the bone. Jilin couldn't help himself. This is a demonized 30,000-year-old torso bone, he said. I was going to give it to my disciples to help them build a solid foundation. But I can see that, even though you have a cat spirit, it's stranger than that blonde boy's white tiger. This torso bone is perfect for you. If you become famous, remember to look out for my Tiando Royal Academy. Zhu Zhuqing gasped. 30, a 30,000-year-old torso bone. Oscar and the others were shocked. Wait a minute. Tang San protested. Anyone could absorb that bone. Why her? just say you don't want it to go to him, Chapter 100, Obtain a Soul Bone. The vast universe cover is in hand. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Jilin shot a glance at Tang San, skipping the small talk and addressing Tang Lan directly. Sect Master Tang, you're a true talent. My admiration. The Imperial team lost today due to arrogance, but they'll be back to learn from you. I trust you'll agree to some sparring. Yu Tianheng locked eyes with Tang Lan, eager for a rematch. How could Tang Lan refuse such an open invitation? The Tang Sect Academy is always open. The Imperial fighting team is welcome anytime, Tang Lan replied with a smile. And don't forget our second team, they're pretty good fighters too. Jilin frowned, a bit annoyed. Was he implying that the Huangdou team was only worthy of facing their second string? The captain of our second team is level 38, a top-notch beast soul master with a condensing water spirit, Fail 1. She even has a spirit fusion technique with her sister, Tang Lan explained. Jilin's eyes narrowed. Even from that brief description, it was clear they were powerful. Was this their second team's configuration? That's better than other teams' first string. But then he remembered Tang Lan's Tang Sect Encyclopedia, which had won over so many people. He could only manage a weak smile and shake his head. This era belongs to the Tang Sect. I won't embarrass myself any further. Farewell. He led the Imperial fighting team off the field, defeated. In the ranks of the Imperial team, Ma Hongjun stared back with hatred, his face twisted. He should have been sharing in their glory and soul bones. But no one paid him any attention. Tang San and the others crowded around Tang Lan and Zhu Zhuqing. Bro, what's the deal with this soul bone? Tang San asked impatiently. A torso bone that's 30,000 years old. Anyone could absorb that. He earned only scornful looks. If you want it, just say it, why beat around the bush? Zhu Zhuqing's gaze was even colder. She'd gotten a soul bone, why was he still jealous? Little San, it wasn't my decision. Tang Lan shrugged. My deal with the Jilin Education Committee was that they could freely choose one member from the winning team as a gift. They picked this torso bone, and I have no right to interfere with their choice. And what I gave was... Tang Lan glanced at Dai Mubai, a ball of spiritual light popped from his fingers. This was my bet. They could pick one person and give him the complete Nine-Yang magic skill of the Tang Sect. The focus sharpened on the Nine-Yang magic skill, a unique Tang Sect technique. The Tang Sect only had the incomplete first 3 levels. The complete 9-layer version was from Tang Lan's private stash. Dai Mubai absorbed the ball of spiritual light, ecstatic. The second layer, I Ching cutting marrow, and the third layer, Jigang Jiang, were practically tailor-made for him. Thank you, Master, for the gift. And with that, the distribution of the demon's alienated torso bone was settled. The host let Tang San miss out on the demon Ming's alienated torso bone, which fell into Zhu Zhuqing's hands, snatching away a small amount of Tang San's luck. Reward, 3,000-year-old soul bone, destroying Meteor Scorpion's left foot. Great! Another external soul bone. Once the other left leg bone was absorbed, the lower body would be complete. At that moment, Daodu, having recovered, returned to hosting. Despite the slight hiccup, let's congratulate Tangmen Academy on winning this exchange competition. Let's invite His Majesty Shui to present the awards to the winning team. She flew away unsteadily, her long white legs trembling. All she'd signed up for was an academy exchange competition, so why had 3-titled Douluo shown up? Emperor Shui, at the top of the stands, surveyed the Tang Sect team with satisfaction. Congratulations to you all, the future cornerstones of the Empire. The Empire will award 20 million gold soul coins to Tangmen College for college construction. And the winner of the Continental Advanced Soul Master Academy Elite Tournament receives a recommended spot. Plus, a joint prize, for soul bones. At this moment, the eyes of Tang San and the others lit up. For soul bones. Oh my god. They stared at the 4 soul bones floating on the maid's tray beside Emperor Shui. except for the Philian silver fox's right leg bone and the Titan giant ape's head soul bone, they didn't even recognize the other two. Especially the white soul bone, its aura rivaled even the Titan ape's head soul bone. It was either the soul bone of some rare beast or over 10,000 years old. Everyone's eyes were practically glowing green. Emperor Shui continued as if oblivious. Zhu Zhuqing, Dai Mubai, Oscar, and Meng Yiran, I grant you the title of hereditary baron. Tang San, I grant you the hereditary position of viscount. Guards immediately presented them with tailor-made robes, symbols of their new titles. Note, tailor-made. Anyone could see that the reward had been prepared well in advance, so this so-called exchange competition was all for show. After Zhu Zhuqing and the others expressed their thanks, Emperor Shui once again took out the vast sea universe cover and beckoned Tang Lan forward. Tang Lan activated the soul bone skill, flying, and soared over to Emperor Shui. Tang Lan, leader of the Tang sect, has performed great service in protecting the empire's borders and has cultivated such geniuses for the empire. I now grant you the hereditary title of Earl, and the sacred weapon of the country, the vast sea universe cover. And I decree that you are not required to pay homage when visiting the royal family. I hope Count Tang will continue to work hard and continue to contribute to the glory of the empire. Xian Renshua stepped forward and personally draped Tang Lan's Earl's attire over him. Congratulations, Count Tang. The empire will be counting on you from now on. Tang Lan approached with a smile and whispered in Qian Renshua's ear. Your Highness the Crown Prince is too kind. I'll do my best. If you're not going to offer real favors, don't bother with empty flattery. Qian Renshua nodded and didn't linger. Tang Lan first accepted the 4 soul bones and tossed them into the Blue King's storage space. Then, he carefully took possession of what he had long desired, the vast sea universe cover. But the system prompt remained silent. It probably only activated after the item recognized its owner. That reminded Tang Lan of something. Earl Tang, Emperor Shui said with a sigh, while this item is a national treasure of the empire, I've spent decades studying it without any progress. I only know from history books that soul power must be injected. If it recognizes you, you'll naturally understand its effects. I hope it proves useful. Tang Lan just smiled and placed the vast sea universe cover into the Blue King's storage. He cupped his hands and said, Your Majesty Shui's reminder is duly noted. If that's all, I'll withdraw. After Emperor Shui nodded, he turned and left. Most opportunities with the Tiando royal family were nearly exhausted. Emperor Shui could exit. Tang Lan returned to the playing field, where everyone stared at him expectantly. What about the official stuff? Let's go back to the lounge. Back in the lounge, Tang Lan wasted no time in pulling out the 4 soul bones. After a moment's consideration, he held up the white, 10,000-year-old soul bone. The Devil's Claw's split right leg bone was born from an 11,000-year-old demonic Lin beast. Most of its soul skills are group attacks, relying on quantity to win. Its innate ability is dual casting. You can expend double the soul power to attack again. Theoretically, any soul master of any type can use it. Instantly, the eyes of Dai Mubai and the others were fixed on the split right leg bone of the Devil's Claw. Ning Rongrong, on the other hand, stepped forward with a hint of regret. There are no gems suitable for me among these 4 soul bones, so I'll withdraw from the competition. She immediately won the favor of the other 5. That's alright, Tang Lan nodded. In the future, if the team obtains gem-like soul bones, Rongrong will have priority. Ning Rongrong smiled sweetly and returned to the team. So, only 5 people remained, Tang San, Zhu Zhuqing, Oscar, Dai Mubai, and Meng Yiran. Zhu Zhuqing paused for a moment, then stepped forward. I have the demon nether alienated trunk bone, so I won't compete for these soul bones. Great! The eyes of the remaining 4 lit up. So, they'd each get a soul bone. The resentment towards Zhu Zhuqing for being chosen for the 30,000-year-old soul bone vanished instantly. That's settled, then, Tang Lan nodded. Each of you will receive one of these 4 soul bones. I'll assign them directly based on your individual characteristics. Any objections? Oscar and Meng Yiran, completely stunned, nodded repeatedly like chickens pecking grain. They thought they were just along for the ride this time, they hadn't expected to earn a soul bone. How could they dare to object? Dai Mubai also nodded. He was already thrilled to have obtained the full set of 9 yang magic skills. This soul bone was a welcome surprise. Tang San, however, seemed hesitant. A sign? The soul bone my brother a sign should be, could it be that one?